All right, this is the segment and moment you've all been waiting for. You pickle lovers out there everywhere. The pickle, it will be in the spotlight this weekend as Picklefest, an event that celebrates all things pickled, takes place this weekend at Hansen Brewing. Now joining us now for a preview of what to expect and taste are Aidan Wiener, co-founder of Picklefest, and celebrity chef Sang Kim. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Now I got to tell you, there are people who are absolutely obsessed with pickles, including our very own Lisa Morales, which is one of the reasons why she's joining
Not
this.
shy about it.
She would not let us do this segment without doing it. This is the second annual.
Second annual. We're now Canada's largest pickle fest. Takes place this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Obviously,
at
the first one was a huge success. You wouldn't be talking the second
first one was a huge success. We got overrun by people, so thank you everybody. But yeah, the first one was a huge success. We're on to number 2.
What is it about the pickle that gets people so wildly obsessed over pickle flavoring? I mean, there's sweet, there's gherkin, there's all kinds of different ones.
I think people just have an emotional connection to pickles. I think people love it. That's what I love. I would call myself a pickle connoisseur, but really I love how when you bring up pickles, they obviously don't like it or they love it. And when people talk about their...
He's pointing at Nick.
Yeah.
Yep. Pickle hater.
We meet, I wouldn't call them pickle haters. I would call them...
He's the exception that proves the rule,
yeah, but
right?
People are passionate about pickles. They have stories about their grandparents making pickles in the bathtub. And then there's this evolution to, it's like we've got Aunt Beth doing pickle cupcakes, and that's acceptable. Nobody says, what the heck are you doing anymore? So we really...
Except with a smile on his face. What the heck are you doing anymore?
Can I try that? Absolutely. So we've got a range of stuff from boutique vendors like Stoke and Spade and Spoon to our Tully Caesar, which is Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey with Matt and Steve Caesar mix, and our own Solly's craft soda, which I really want you to try because we did a special pickle and lime, only about 40 cases just for Picklefest.
This is absolutely amazing. I'm going to give it over to Lisa, and you're going to get me to sample maybe something as Lisa takes over.
So let's talk about saying, when it comes to pickling, I think a lot of people have their own recipes. What makes a good pickle recipe? Because I've seen some different ones, and some people are impartial.
Jen, my grandmother will tell you that there's only hers. Yeah, and this,
Fair.
Yeah, and this
Fair.
is 300 years old. If she was alive right now, she'd freak out hearing you trying to compare it with anybody else's. But this, I mean, it's long ferment, right? So in the cold, bitter, long winters of Korea, you needed to nourish your family. And so this has been pickled or fermented for about 5 months.
And can you tell us what this is exactly, what people are looking at?
This is a kimchi grilled cheese sandwich, which I will be, and you didn't tell people that it's almost sold out, right?
Yeah, I know. That was I'm saving that for the
That's a
bitter
big
end.
deal.
Yes, that's a big deal.
Oh, get it? Get it?
That was a delicious comment. So I'm getting delirious. I'm so what we're gonna do? It's a kimchi grilled cheese.
Okay.
I got Gruyere on it, right? I sautéed the kimchi with some honey and some Kewpie and butter, and then this on top, and then here we go.
And I feel like when it comes to kimchi, because it is a very acquired taste, some people might not be into it.
A little spicy.
It's good for the gut too, might I add, right?
Very good.
But when you think about grilled cheese, I think people are so traditional to a traditional grilled cheese. But when you start adding something like kimchi, something with bacon, people have a tough time wrapping their head around what those flavor profiles could be like.
When you're in grade 3 with a Spider-Man lunchbox and you're an immigrant, people go, "What?
Yeah.
What is that?"
Yeah.
Right? But now it's as common as just regular grilled cheese, and so I use a cheese that's a little bit milder because the kimchi is so fragrant and so over the top in terms of flavor, and I've miled it down in terms of the spice.
Okay.
Right?
Well, we'll find out as Lisa puts that in her
I'm going
mouth
to try
right
the kimchi
now.
grilled cheese. Can I try a piece
Yes,
of this
absolutely.
one? Awesome. Here I go.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's soft. I cannot wait.
And I guess I got to start talking now because. Yeah. Yum.
How's that?
Clean up in aisle 1.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It's good, huh?
I ate 2. I'm not gonna lie.
My grandmother would have wanted me to marry her.
Okay,
You
good.
understand this?
Well, we can
The
have an
texture,
award.
too.
We can have the ceremony after the show.
It's like that.
Sorry.
So over here on this side of the table, and I'm going to be trying some of that kimchi coming up. We've got this. What is this? And these are all available, by the way.
These
at
are all available. So
Picklefest.
this is our craft soda. We have a craft soda brand called Solly's, named after my oldest son, and we've done a special pickle lime. So that'll only be available at Picklefest, which is this weekend, 128 Sterling Road. Tickets are on sale. They're selling very quickly. We will not be letting people buy tickets at the door. Go to picklefestcanada.com to get your tickets. But cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Salud,
Picklefest
salud.
Canada.
Yes.
I cannot wait. I'm so
Picklefestcanada.com.
excited.
pretty
Oh,
interesting.
can you hear the sizzle of this, by the way? Oh my!
Oh, I
gosh,
like that.
it
That's
goes
not overwhelming. It's kind of like a bit of a dill chip seltzer.
It's exactly
Oh,
that.
that is lovely.
Yum.
You get
Okay.
like Hostess dill chips and
Yes.
then like
Yes,
Sprite.
that is
It's
exactly
like
what
a
you
whole
get.
meal
Yes.
in one.
And the dill pickle flavor, when it comes to chips, especially, is very particular. So the fact you said Hostess was
It is,
interesting.
but it's subtle enough that it's really refreshing. It's
Yeah.
not
It's not
overpowering.
I want to see you eat
Now,
the cupcake.
Beth, our lovely Beth, who created this combination, tell me all about it. Okay.
I'm jealous. Take a crunch of the pickle, Billy. You need that pickle.
It's really good.
No, I'm joking.
You should
it's hanging.
mention there's a bit more of a cornbread flavoring than a traditional super sweet vanilla. That's really delicious.
And Beth, actually being the whiskey expert, brined the pickle in Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey. So you get a little bit of a kick there, too.
All right, Picklefest this weekend.
Saturday and Sunday, Henderson Brewing Company, picklefestcanada.com. Please, please, please buy your tickets ahead of time. We won't have anything at the door. The vendors really need to know the numbers. But thank you. This is great.
You won't be disappointed.
And it's 2
Delicious
days
stuff.
this year, Saturday and Sunday. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
I'm pickled
Again.
and tickled.
I need one of those cupcakes.
There you go.
Where are we going from here? I don't even know it anymore.
Well, if you're 35 to 40 years old and above, you'll probably remember this tune. Hansen exploded onto the music scene in the late 90s with the smash hit you might remember that still resonates today.
This is just like burned onto my brain. Now, after that album ran its course, the band also forged their own musical path as independent artists, but now they're celebrating 25 years of indie success. That leads them to where the band is today, celebrating its musical longevity with a tour, including a stop here coming up in Toronto, October 13th and 14th. She's been busy, and she had a conversation with Hansen.
Welcome. I know you've got 2 shows coming up in Toronto.
Yes.
One's going to be an acoustic night, electric night. First of all, tell me a little bit more of why have the 2 different types of shows.
Well, it's celebrating an album called Underneath that 20 years ago was released. It was our first independent album, launching a new label. A lot of music that fans have heard on stage for the last 20 years. But when we launched that album, we did an acoustic tour and an electric tour. So this was the best way to celebrate it, to try and create 2 experiences. And there's a lot of music. So, we get 2 shows in every city.
Yeah, because you've been around for a long time, and you've actually been to Toronto before.
Many times, yeah.
This specific tour, this is the only Canadian stop. Why come to Toronto?
Well, we love Toronto.
We just
Yeah.
can't, this is a great town. It's always been great to us, playing shows here. We love coming. And this was a tour we knew we wanted to do not that many shows. It wanted to be special. And so we picked key cities around the U.S. and we said, we got to go to Canada. We got to do Toronto. And that's it. I mean, it's fun to come here.
And the Canadian fans love you. Isaac, can I ask you about the fact that it is 20 years from the Underneath album?
Yeah.
Why has that specific album been so personal and special for this group?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a coming-of-age album in a lot of ways. I mean, basically we kind of made our way into our 20s while we were making this album, and I would also say that, because of starting the record label 20 years ago and doing some of the things we did in our career on a business level, it's definitely been an important thing for us on a personal kind of level, taking the risk and all
we
that.
found a way.
And the fans came in and they supported us in major ways, and so we just wanted to have the opportunity to celebrate that relationship.
Milestone.
You think of the span of time as 30 unbroken years of playing and making records, but I think there's multiple careers in there, and Underneath was the start of a completely new way of looking at our music. When we decided to be our own label, we had, we needed new management, everyone on our team was new. And we started at little bitty clubs playing acoustic shows and built that back up to what we are. And so there were so many fans who came alongside it that we really had to bet on that relationship, say, hey, everyone's telling us that no one's gonna come, but we believe the fans are there. We believe that we've made connections, that this music matters to them and that they'll show up. And it's just been year after year amazing to see the people coming back and the tattoos and the kids named after songs and the stories of how music has affected people's lives. And so we didn't want to pass this moment without acknowledging it.
And Taylor, it's interesting to hear Zach talk about how the record labels in the past were saying no one's going to come if you start your own show, your own record company.
Yeah.
So to hear those words and see where you are today,
Yeah.
what do you think the secret sauce was?
Oh gosh, I think he's just being stubborn. I mean, the truth is, the most successful artists in history, ones we admire, are up against obstacles. We all are. Every album you put out is a question. But for us, we knew the music, we knew the fans, and ultimately, this is about connection. I think really just encouraging everybody that has a passion to continue on that path. And that when we started off, we weren't like anything that was out, and we were able to have a breakout, success. And I think every time you go on a tour, every time you put out an album, there's that question in the back of your mind that says, are people going to be there? And you have to start by betting on yourself. So, we're just proud. We're proud of the fact that we're here, and we put out way more music since we launched the label, became independent, than we did during the earlier period. But ultimately, it's all just one big journey. You're just going through, grateful that we get to make music, grateful that we get to share songs. We have the best job on earth, just to get to travel the world and share music and have fans that show up and sing along with you is just one of those things you got to pinch yourself, go, hey, this is happening.
And then you're going to have another pinch me moment in a few years when Umbop hits 30
Yes.
years. That's wild
We're definitely
to
hitting
me.
that. Yeah.
Right? Can I ask really quickly, what does Umbop mean? I always wanted to ask you this.
Well, it really represents a moment in time. The song actually talks about holding on to what matters, relationships that come and go, and looking for those key things that really are going to stand the test of time. The story of the song is really about choices.
But the lyric says, in an umbop, they're gone. Meaning, sort of, umbop is like sort of c'est la vie when you're going. It's come and go, and it's pop, pop, umbop.
The chorus is really
on.
almost like a ticking clock.
Yes. So.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. We find the real reason behind the name of Umbop. Congratulations. Canada loves you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the tour, and will you please come back again?
Yeah, we look forward to it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Check it out. The Toronto Burlesque Festival is back for the first time since the pandemic, and Ji-Yeon Lee is dancing the morning away at El Macumbo. What an iconic venue. Look at that stage. G, you just have the coolest assignments. Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was you behind the feathers. You're rocking it.
Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Courtney. I've got to point out, thank you to the team at El Macumbo for putting my name on the big screen. Because as you know, when you think of burlesque dancing, I know you think of me, right? No, oh my gosh, this is my first time ever doing something like this. And this is the first time the Toronto Burlesque Festival is back after the pandemic. We have a few of the artists right here. We have Forza and Loretta Jean. Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi,
Good morning.
morning. Okay. This is pretty incredible. The costumes are amazing. Tell me a little bit more of the show, first of all.
About the whole festival in
Yes,
general?
yeah.
It's our first year back since the pandemic, and we've completely rebranded and relaunched as a nonprofit. We have funding from the Canada Council, the Toronto Council for the Arts, and the Ontario Council for the Arts, so the trifecta. And we're bringing you 4 days of incredible burlesque talent from across North America.
Yeah, we're talking about over 50 artists. We're talking burlesque dancers, cabaret, as well as drag artists. Yes. Tell me, Loretta Jean, of your performance. I know this is over the next few days, wraps up on Sunday. What are you going to be doing in this festival?
So I actually performed last night, the opening night of the festival. So I did an act inspired by Greek mythology, by the story of Medea. So a little bit dark, but it was a wonderful show last night. Packed house here. We're expecting more of the same for tonight and tomorrow. And then Sunday is our brunch show with our legend, Kiana, who is amazing Burlesque Hall of Fame member, and we're so looking forward to welcoming her to the El Macumbo.
Yeah, we'll be speaking to her a little bit later this morning. Forza, what about you? What can people expect from your performance this weekend?
So I'll be performing on Saturday night. I'm wearing most of, but not all of my costume as a kind of Baroque king number. So I start in a very masculine outfit, and I come down to something that looks a bit more like this, more of a traditional kind of what we call a panel skirt in burlesque and corset combo.
Yes.
It's a really fun, powerful, instrumental routine, and I'm stoked to be doing it.
And this is all about body positivity, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Burlesque is for everyone and for everybody, we like to say. It's for all genders, all sexualities, and we are really excited that it is something that we are also welcoming people to come join us for classes. We have 9 different workshops going on that people can come and learn from our headliners and also other amazing touring stars.
Okay, they're going to teach me how to do a sexy walk. Okay, because I know when you think sexy, you think G, right? Okay, how do we do a sexy walk?
Okay, sure.
Okay, go ahead, Forrest.
I'll be your sexy walk
Okay.
instructor. So really, the key to a sexy walk is to not overthink it. What we want to do is present ourselves to the crowd that'll be looking at us.
Yes.
So we take in a deep, deep breath into your gut and breathe out slowly. Letting that open you up through the shoulders. Once we're ready, we move our leg into a bevel.
Oh.
Like so.
All right.
So we're creating different lines in the body. Bringing up different stuff. You already are doing something great with your rope. You're creating.
Right.
And then from there, we simply step out, moving our arm and directing the way we will go.
Go for it.
Bop, 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 and bop. When we reach our destination point, we take a pose to show we've gotten there. And they should be grateful that they get to see you.
Okay, so again, we'll do the walk together. Join us, Loretta Jean, and the Toronto Burlesque Festival. For more information here at the Alma Combo, TorontoBurlesqueFestival.ca. Let's go for it. Cue the music. Let's do our sexy walk.
Everybody breathe in.
Breathe. And here we go. We'll send it back to you in studio.
Stephen, we got it. Okay, wow, what a cool assignment. Gee.
Welcome back. We're at the Alma Combo, and it's all about the Toronto Burlesque Festival. It's already on right now, right through till Sunday. And I have some of the artists with me here on stage. We have Ivory and Loretta Jean. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so we're learning something new here. This is conceal.
Yes.
And then reveal.
Reveal. Conceal. Reveal.
And when you do your final one, we can kind of turn the fans just a little bit, and it makes this lovely heart shape.
Oh, look
to
at
just frame your face.
I love that. Ivory, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me a little bit more of the Burlesque Festival and the
Yes.
meaning behind all of it.
Absolutely. So the Toronto Burlesque Festival was founded in 2008 here in Toronto, and it's been running for the past 16 years. However, the pandemic actually brought about a lot of change within the organization, and we took the last 4 years to pause and to come back, first of all, as a nonprofit, and second of all, with an anti-oppressive framework in mind. So this is really our triumphant return to stage, where we amplify marginalized voices and where we give a place to, you know, the people who might not have already gotten stage time. Really.
Beautifully said. And you actually have a saying. So in the world of entertainment, when you hit the stage, you go break a leg.
Yes.
But in the world of burlesque.
In burlesque, we say Papa Pasty, honey.
Papa Pasty.
Papa Pasty.
I think I'll do that every time before I go live on TV.
That's
Papa
it.
Pasty.
That's it.
Loretta Jean, people may not know this, but you have a PhD in burlesque.
I sure do, yeah.
So you teach this.
Yeah, I've taught at the University of Toronto, and I've also done invited talks at NYU. I just finished. I defended my dissertation about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Newly minted doctor in the house.
We have a doctor in the house, and we're talking about, it's not only just the performance, but the history of burlesque.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, this venue, the Alma Combo, did have burlesque from the 1950s to the 1970s.
See, I love history. I love that. And this is a perfect venue. It opened up last night, runs through till Sunday. You're going to teach me a little bit of fan dancing.
Yeah. So this one is Wind in the Sails that
Wind
we're
in the
going to
Sails?
teach. So lead us on, LJ.
Okay, so we're gonna start with our right fan. So we're gonna go up, and then you can do a curve either way that feels comfortable to you.
Right.
And then you can bring it back down.
Nice. Yeah, and then we do it again with the same hand.
Up,
curve, down.
down.
All right.
And then if you like, you can do the other fan.
All right.
Up, curve, down. And then together. So one, up, curve, down. Up, curve, down. Up, curve, down.
And if you get really advanced, you
Yes.
can do both at the same time.
All right, so we need more room. Okay, so let's cue the music.
music again, the Toronto Burlesque Festival.ca for information. It runs through till Sunday here at the Alma Combo.
5, 6, 7, 8. Up, curve, down. 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 And conceal.
Reveal.
Conceal.
And we'll send it back to you in studio. Conceal. And reveal. And then do we end with
All
the
right,
heart?
I am getting into the swing of this.
Welcome back. We are live here at the Alma Combo. It's all about the Toronto Burlesque Festival. They took a pause during the pandemic, but they are back in full force. Runs through till Sunday right here at the Alma Combo. Getting a few lessons. So in the last segment, it was all about conceal, reveal. Now we're going to learn how to do the peel and reveal for the gloves. But before we get to that, Forza, let's talk a little bit more about burlesque. You actually have a PhD in this.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, there's 2 of us on the council.
Yes. Tell me, where do you teach and what do people learn when they're taking a PhD in burlesque?
So, I mean, it's pretty self-directed. It's a topic that you end up selecting in different kinds of departments. So in my path, it was through women and gender studies, sexual diversity studies, and theater and performance studies. You could do any mix of the few. And my research was all about sort of interconnected knowledge production. So the way that we really like reference each other in our burlesque performances.
Yes.
It's a very contemporary project, looking at close performance analysis of a couple different performers, many of whom I know really well.
That's incredible. There is a long history related to burlesque, right? It's been around for many, many, many years. And then we've got an incredible festival taking place right here at the Alma Combo. What can people expect from the shows here?
Oh my gosh, all sorts of things. That's one of the most exciting things about burlesque
Yes.
is that it is truly there is something for everybody, all different kinds of performers and music and costumes and choreography and stories that people are telling. There is truly something for everybody, and one of the most special things about burlesque is that a lot of times an audience will walk away being deeply moved or intrigued by something they didn't even know that was out there. And it really can change people's perceptions of art, beauty, and magic.
Love it. A lot of people may not know, but you make your own costumes too, right?
We make them, or we commission them.
Or you commission them.
I wish I was this talented.
Many of the artists also make their costumes, which is
They
just
do.
incredible.
Yes, and normally I rhinestone this entire costume.
Right.
That's a pretty normal practice, sort of making it your own.
Amazing. And it really is about body positivity.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. All right, you're going to show me how to peel and reveal.
Yeah, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna do 4 counts of 8. Let's come a little bit further back
Sure.
so we have room to move.
Okay.
So we'll start in our show pony bevel. We're just gonna bounce for 8. Yep. And then we're going to do our sexy walk for 8.
All right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're gonna take our gloves and we're gonna tease each finger for a count of 2 to create a count of 8. You guessed it.
Good, okay.
And then we'll do for the final count of 8, we'll do a peel of the glove and reveal it. We'll give it a little toss and then throw it away to the audience.
So we're going to do this to music now?
Yeah,
This is a
let's
lot
give
of
it a try,
pressure.
and I'll count you through.
And again, if
don't
you want
worry.
information, TorontoBurlesqueFestival.ca right through till Sunday, shows every day. All right, Bianca, you lead
Here
the
we
way.
go.
Here we go.
5, 6, 7, 8, and bounce. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's strut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and tease. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now peel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But I'm learning a lot. So like I said, in the world of TV, when you are about to hit the stage, you say break a leg. But in the world of burlesque, you say pop a pasty. I'm learning a lot today, and we are in for a treat. I am joined by a very special guest now. This is Kayana. She is a legend in the world of burlesque. Good morning. Oh, thank you so much.
Quiet. Good morning.
Good morning. You are 85 years old, and you are still dancing.
Still dancing. Loving it.
tell me a little bit about your journey. How did you get into burlesque?
Well, this was by accident, actually. I was in New York in 1960, and I was only 19. So I left Hawaii and went there, and then in 1960, they had the Woodstock, and everybody threw their bras off, and so I was considered a novelty because I do a Hawaiian show. And so Hawaiian was thrown out because everybody was doing pole dancing, and it was TNA.
Yes.
And so I had to join the crowd, but it was very difficult because, I'm a Polynesian dancer, and I had my ulis and my knives and my fire, and they didn't want any of this. They wanted TNA. Right. So I had to join them, and so for me, I had to say, I can't do this because, this is a Polynesian, it's sacrilegious too.
Right.
But, when we think about it, Hawaiians never had any tops.
Right.
So
it came about accidentally, but then you fell in love with it.
I did.
And it really has evolved over the decades.
Yes.
Burlesque now is very different than what it was back then. What has the adventure been like for you? You still love it?
Well, I still have my show that I do, but it's good to see all the innovative performers doing their own thing, which is really what's so exciting.
Kaena is performing on Sunday here at the Toronto Burlesque Festival. She is the legend headliner for this festival. Forza, tell me, you have legends like this in the world of burlesque, known around the world, actually.
Yes, the Burlesque Hall of Fame does a really great job of helping connect legends with younger generations of burlesque performers so that we can sort of support one another and learn directly from legends while we still have them around. And when I tell you that you hear the most incredible stories, it really gives such awesome context for what we do today. Brings to our attention the ways that it's different and really exactly the same in its own sort of special way. Something that I think is so important that Kaena brought up is that today we do burlesque because it's purely and only a passion for many of us. Whereas back in the day, it really was an industry. It was a job, which came with all those kinds of pressures, following the trends, as you said, changing your show accordingly. Here today, what we celebrate is diversity, inclusivity, and creative innovation.
Love it. So the Toronto Burlesque Festival taking place right now here at the Elmo Combo until Sunday. You definitely want to see Kaena as the headliner for the brunch on Sunday. It's been so much fun. Last few words as we say goodbye.
Last few words are, if you want to learn burlesque, you can go to our website because Kaena is going to be teaching. Also, if you want to hear more of Kaena's story, make sure that you attend the talk back happening on Sunday because we're having a Legends Lunch and Learn directly following the show.
There you go. Bianca.
We are so happy to be back, and we can't wait to see you at the festival, darlings.
And Loretta?
I am just so excited for the rest of the festival. Please join us, TorontoBurlesqueFestival.ca.
Okay, there you go. We're going to dance it out. Cue the music. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been so much fun. We'll send it back to the studio.
Things are getting worse around here, aren't they?
Boyd, we're out of food.
Too many things are changing. I have to remember.
Remember what?
What's missing?
Oh, I get chills. This is From. It unravels the mystery of a nightmarish town that traps all those who enter. And in the wake of Season 2's epic cliffhanger, audiences are waiting to see if escape is a tantalizing and very real possibility. New episodes of Season 3 are available every Sunday on Paramount+, and Toronto-based actor Samantha Brown is making her debut in From starting this week. Good morning, Samantha.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yes.
I'm super excited to see. I haven't got any sneak peeks,
Okay.
but I've been a fan of this show from the beginning, and I know as the executive producers of Lost, this is such a unique and exciting offering. The executive producers taking us down this really wild ride, and it feels like it has so many different things to it. It's mystery, survival stories, sci-fi, horror. As an actor and as a viewer, perhaps I'm a fan. What excites you about this show most?
What has been very surprising to me since my journey has begun on this show is the level of engagement with the fans. I feel like across any other genre, horror fans are the most dedicated fans. It's like people not only watch our show, but they will rewatch, they will have rewatch parties, they will jump online on Reddit boards and Facebook groups, and they will analyze like every freeze frame, every pixel of the show, of what it all means, and trying to figure out this mystery. So it's an interactive experience.
And I think it's kind of in our nature because we want to solve the puzzle. So I got to say, I do the same thing. I was even looking up, did they ever name what this town is? But they haven't. They haven't. They just call it the town. You know, your journey to get this role, and congratulations, by the way,
Thank you so much.
on landing this, was a long and winding road, right? From competitive sports to kind of global finance.
Yes.
But I find the acting bug is an itch you have to scratch. And if you don't follow that passion, it's like getting stuck in this town in From. So tell me about your journey that took you to this role.
You know, it sounds really cheesy, but it really is a calling. It's a voice inside of you that, for me, it was haunting at night. It was, you know, I took the traditional path. I went to university. I entered the corporate space. And every night I would go to bed, and there were just whispers in my subconscious that I wasn't where I was supposed to be. I knew that I needed to be an actor. And so eventually I just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to quit it all, leave it all behind. I'm going to dive in, go after my dream. And I'm now here sitting on your couch.
It's so cool. You know, you'll be introduced in this next episode. I think it was written you're going to be a police officer, and I know the storyline, and everyone who's following certainly knows it too. They're short on those. We need a few more police officers. Tell me a little bit of what you can of your role.
So I play a character named Acosta. She is a rookie cop, new to the force, and she finds herself in an unprecedented situation. And unfortunately, that's all I can say.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Without getting in trouble.
Okay, fair. Okay, we'll move on. We talked about it filming in Nova Scotia, in North Beaverbrook. The weather over the winter is something else.
It's a beast.
So talk about the physical challenges of filming outside in this kind of climate, and also maybe the psychological and emotional challenges as an actor of also being in this really chaotic world where everything is nightmarish and tears and screams.
Yeah, well, you know, what was really surreal for me was I went from being a fan of the show, watching it at home on my couch, to actually 2 weeks later being transported in the world of From. It was a winter season, which that element alone, it just adds to sort of the dark, eerie, sort of claustrophobia that you feel. So in terms of acting, you really didn't have to do much because the town exists. It's built in Beaverbank. It's on an old radar base that the Canadian military used to use. And so when you're in From, it's snowing, it's freezing, it's negative 25, you're with your team, you already feel like you're living in this nightmare.
So when you see those totems, it's just adding to, to everything.
Exactly.
Okay, just quickly, it's such a talented cast. You have Harold Perrineau, who's also in Lost and kind of carries forward. Such a brilliant actor, but it's such a really great ensemble, and I'm sure you get this incredible creative direction in this world from the directors. Talk a little bit about that experience.
You know, what I've learned throughout this process is filmmaking is a collaborative medium, right? It is the backbone. Your team is the backbone of a show, and every single person in front of and behind the camera is incredibly talented, and they're my friends. We have a very kind group of people that we work with, and that's what you want as an actor. You want to work on a show that you love to make, but you also want to work with people that you love. So I'm very blessed, very grateful to have met this incredible team, and Harold Perrineau is a legend.
Oh, he is.
He's
I'm so excited to watch the next episode.
Yes.
And it's Sunday night, Paramount Plus.
Yes.
Tune in, and we get to see
Acosta.
Okay,
Yes. Thank you so much.
For being here,
Thank
Samantha.
you.
We're going to send it over to Headlines. News is next.
Thank you.